Tonight, the Nets continue their two-game swing through Texas. Brooklyn Nets basketball is on the air. And the pregame show is brought to you by Verizon Fios. After falling to the Spurs over the weekend, Brooklyn faces another stiff test. One of the best players in the league is the opponent tonight, but the Nets get a key piece back. Jeremy Lin is getting set to play his first game since early November after suffering a strained hamstring. Hi, everybody, and welcome inside our Yes Network studios. Nancy Newman with you for the next 30 minutes as we get you set for the Rockets and the Nets from Toyota Center in Houston. Tonight, Brooklyn tries to improve on its 1-9 road record so far this season, but the task will not be easy. Houston comes into the action red hot. Winners of 6 in a row, 17-7 on the season. They feature one of the top point guards in the league, a man who's finished in the top 10 of the NBA's MVP voting each of the last 4 years. But as we said a few moments ago, Brooklyn will have their floor general back to active duty after missing 17 straight games. It's a big night with Lin in the lineup. We are including the game during which he was hurt. The Nets were 2-3. But since he left that outing, November the 2nd against the Pistons at Barclays Center, they have slumped severely, going 4-13. While he won't start tonight's game, he is expected to play a role, and hopefully it won't be too long before the team's top point guard is back to his familiar place in the starting five, from which he played such a huge impact when the Nets were playing well early in the season. Since he burst onto the scene with Linsanity back in the 2011-12 season with the Knicks, the Harvard University product has been a key part of every team he has played on. Last year in Charlotte, it was a down season for the 28-year-old, but before getting hurt, he was very effective in Brooklyn. He has started all 5 games he appeared in, averaging a career-high 15 points and a career-high tying 6.2 assists. So let's head on out to Toyota Center. Sarah Kustok standing by with the courtside report. And Sarah, the Nets, they are welcoming back a leader tonight, albeit in a limited capacity, and they will need him at both ends of the floor.
That they will, Nancy, and as you mentioned, a limited capacity. He will be on a minutes restriction and will not be in the starting lineup. But as you went through the Nets record with him out, the amount of time, it has been exactly 40 days since Jeremy Lin has taken the floor for the Nets. And of course, it's been a process. The Nets have not wanted to rush him back from that hamstring injury. They've been very cautious. But Jeremy spoke earlier and he said, I've never had an injury like this, nor have I been out this long for in any point of my entire career. So it's been difficult, challenging. He's still been very integrated in what the Nets have been doing just in terms of being vocal, tracking what they're doing on the floor, looking for ways for how he can help the team get better for when he comes back. But it has made him even more grateful for this moment now when he gets to step back on the floor.
I think I can appreciate it a little bit more after having been out for so long, just the game, the experience. So I'm just going in there and I'm gonna just have a lot of fun, you know, just competing again and being with my team on the floor.
Jeremy, I know you haven't wanted, obviously, to be sitting on the sideline for the past month or so, but what specifically have you seen that you feel like you could bring to the team, to the offense, to how you guys are playing at this point?
Just trying to be a leader out there, try to be more vocal. I feel like, you know, if I can direct or guide as much as I can, but again, it'll be different tonight in terms of. I think it'll be a little bit different in terms of minutes or rotation or whatever. So, you know, I'm just trying to stay healthy, number one, and then 2, just try to get my rhythm. And I think from there, if I can get that, I'll be able to, you know, impact the game and help the guys more.
So, Sarah, Lin's return, no doubt, a big deal for the Nets, but perhaps nobody is more happy than Brook Lopez to share the load here in a variety of ways.
Yeah, key benefactor. What was the term at the beginning of the season? Brooklyn. We talk so much about the continuity, the chemistry they may have, especially utilizing the pick and roll. And more than anything, Brook Lopez has drawn so much attention from opposing defenses on the floor. That's not necessarily going to change, just given the fact that Jeremy Lin is back. But with a presence like Lin on the floor to draw attention, to do what he can do in terms of penetrating, getting in the teeth of defense, hopefully spacing the floor for this Brooklyn Nets team, and also bringing a veteran presence, the experience for this young, growing Nets group.
The energy, the aforementioned energy, but, I think first and foremost just leadership. Definitely a guiding light. And when he's on the floor, I think it's sort of a calming, sort of settling presence for a lot of guys. And he really runs the team well.
How does that just change the complexion of what you can do on the floor?
I mean, obviously, he changes the game a lot for us. He brings so many different facets, and we're excited to have him back. I think it'll bring good energy.
Unfortunately, you have been accustomed to, at times, being on the sideline, injured, having to watch your team play. What has it been like having Jeremy on the sideline and just what he's been going through, watching you guys not being able to be out on the floor playing with you?
I can imagine it's been tough for him. Whenever I was out, it was always frustrating for me. I always just wanted to be back out on the court, out there battling with my guys. So it's difficult, and it really makes you appreciate, being able to be out on the floor and getting up and down. It's something special when you miss it.
And Nancy, a couple of other things with Lynn being back, it also puts everyone back in their more natural roles, natural positions. It's been a huge benefit for a guy like Isaiah Whitehead, for example, to get this extended time and minutes on the floor, but allows him now to play off the ball more, not have so much pressure playing that point guard role. Same goes for a guy like Sean Kilpatrick. And we put so much emphasis on what Lynn will do offensively for this Nets team, but they may be missing him most on the defensive end, the way in which he could pressure the ball, what he does in terms of being vocal and being an anchor on the defensive end. So that will be a huge factor in what he'll be able to bring as he continues to build up his minutes for this group.
So true, Sarah. Those are some key points.